Brothers, I want to take you back in time a couple years. It was about 2016 when a mob of mentally ill, feminist, pathetic, degenerate, disgusting, subhuman freaks and abominations in the LGBTQ community tried to ruin the life of the voice actor for Broly from Dragon Ball Z named Vic Mignogna. Now, why did they attempt to destroy his life? Well, one of these fucking abominations, one of these demons, went to a show where Vic was signing autographs, and they had drawn a picture of two of the characters that he voiced in a gay relationship. They were basically kissing or something. And the person's like, here, will you sign this? And Vic is like, well, no. It's like, I can't sign. I can only sign official merch because that was part of his contract. And that was enough for this entitled homunculus to try to destroy his life. And they almost succeeded. You had that whole thing. Do you remember Arms Girl? Do you remember Arms Girl? That whole thing where this girl had like these mutated arms and it, like she looked like an orangutan. All of these people on the left came out to destroy this guy, called him a creep, called him a pedophile. I mean, they went balls to the wall to ruin this guy's life. And people in the industry went right along with it because they didn't have the strength of character to stand up against this mob of mentally ill, degenerate, subhuman freaks. And unfortunately, this guy basically had to fight alone. And if you want to know some of the type of content that this guy had to deal with, I will show it to you. I will show you one of the people, Sean Schimmel, who is the voice of Goku. He's the English voice of Goku. Not a very good one, I have to say. And some people can disagree with me. I never really liked the voice of Goku in the English adaptation. But this is Sean Schimmel talking about Vic Mignogna.
Mailman. He would be like following the mailman around.
I would
right?
never. No, that's way
like,
too old. I only do 12-year-old boys, pretty much. I mean, that's
right,
that's what I love
what
to
I'm
do.
saying is it was just
that's
an
what
example.
I really love to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, I mean, I appreciate that. But the fact of the matter is, I love doing 12-year-old boys, and I love going to preschools and watching them through the fence to get in the mood.
So this miserable has-been fucking loser is just basically calling Vic Mignogna a pedophile and stuff because Vic Mignogna is a very, very, very nice guy. He's also a Christian, which these demons recoil from, but they all pretended to be his friend. And that's the most brutal part of this. They pretended to be his friend for years. And when Vic got the job with Funimation, he was given an opportunity to move from California to Texas. And he took it. And he had picked a house and everything was ready. And then the people, you may have heard the name Jamie Markey and Monica Rial. These two fat, haggard, disgusting bimbos. Jamie Markey is one that you may have heard more recently. She's the one that Asmongold absolutely spit roasted because she's like, I have a vagina. You remember her, the fat redhead bimbo? Yeah, these women went out in public and defamed Vic and tried to destroy him. Well, the reason I'm telling you all of this is because I wanted to give you an update on this. I covered this years and years and years ago. This was the big thing. I stand with Vic versus Kick Vic. In fact, one of the stories that I still to this day tell about dealing with these people on the left is one of the people from Kick Vic, who was a guy that, you know, these retards absolutely loved. But when he turned on his camera and he showed the apartment he was living in, which was like this squalor, disgusting, you know, just poorly maintained place, he had a cutting board on the counter, which is normal, but then his shoe was on the cutting board. And given the state of him and his fat hog of a wife, I wasn't entirely certain that he wasn't preparing the shoe to eat because his wife had basically eaten everything else in the house. So the status update on Vic Mignogna. Did he ever get back with Funimation? No, he stopped voice acting, which is understandable. If you were betrayed by an entire industry, and by the way, Vic Mignogna, when he goes to conventions, is still the biggest draw out there. There is no other voice actor anywhere who gets a bigger reception than Vic. And that's because of his passion and dedication for the character and the fans. And he was somebody that was a genuinely good person. Now, Vic had to deal with these people who were miserable. And when I say miserable, oh, you don't know the half of it. There were streams from like Nick Rekieta and others going through who and what these people really were and how they were like. And oh my God, they had the most miserable relationships, which it makes sense why they would want to take it out on Vic. Because Vic was just a nice guy. And so Vic's update is that he got married in 2023. So Vic looks happy. I mean, he looks glowing, actually. He looks like he's doing very, very well. And he's married, and they seem to be doing well. But I want to show you a clip from Vic Mignogna, and this is, I don't think you can call this recent. It's October 24th. It's almost a year old. The next question in our series this week has been about looking into Ephesians. Can you give me a verse for my son getting married? So this is Vic Mignogna, and he's talking about the Bible, which makes all the more sense why these fucking demons tried to destroy him.
25 says, husbands, love your wives. New coffee mug back from Greece. We've been talking this week about questions you may have, and if you have any, please write them and send them in. But one of the questions for today we have is, my son is getting married. Can you provide any verses for him? Yes, I can. Short answer. Ephesians 5:25 says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. That's a lot of love. That's some serious love, sacrificial love. Listen to it in the Message. You know I love doing this. Husbands, go all out in your love for your wives, exactly as Christ did for the church, a love marked by giving, not getting. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is the same passage that says, wives, submit yourselves to your husbands as to the Lord. Now, a lot of women have had problems with that verse. Submit. I don't submit. But think about it a minute. Why would you ever be afraid to submit yourself and to give yourself to somebody who loved you as Jesus loved the church, who put your needs above their own, who were committed to giving instead of getting? It's not hard to commit yourself to somebody who you know has your best interest in mind.
God, isn't he just adorable? Isn't he just adorable? Like, oh man, he's great. Oh man, I still to this day revile those animals who went after him. I mean, just deformed demonic abominations. Like, is he not a sweetheart? Like, I don't know. It tickled me when I saw that clip. That is such a perfect clip, and that's such a nice interpretation. And that's what I talk about too. When I talk about, I have a hat that is a little bit abrasive, I admit. It says, women, get married, obey your husbands, and get pregnant, which is basically talking about finding a guy worthwhile, submitting to him, and then bearing children, bearing fruit, as the Bible commands you to do. And I run into the same thing. I'm not going to submit. I'm not going to obey. It's like, listen, that's pride. That is a sin that you are trying to basically present as some sort of virtue. Like, I'm strong and empowered. No, you're not. No, any man who must say I am the king is no true king. Any woman who must say I am strong and independent is not strong and independent. But this, well, actually, let's see. It's on YouTube. But this is Vic's wife, and I think that's very nice, and I think that's very, very funny. It It's not that it's funny. It just they seem like they're perfect for each other. And just looking at it, like, I love this. I do. I love this for him. He seems happy, you know. Um, but what an amazing ending to his saga. That he seems to be doing well. He's married. You know, he gets to make videos talking about the Bible and verses. And the people like Jamie Markey and Monica Rial, well, I mean, how miserable a life must Jamie Markey live? How sad and empty an existence must she live? Like, if you want to get honest about it, Vic won. And that is the biggest good news that I can ever convey, because it was devastating for a period of time. I don't know how I would convey to somebody what it was like during that time. It was like being part of Gamergate when, you know, it was in its full peak. It's really hard to explain to somebody now what it was like, where opinions were being suppressed on the internet. So you couldn't really talk about things honestly and openly. There wasn't this X platform that you could go to and, you know, and speak your mind or speak your, yeah, I'm going to speak my truth. They didn't really have any of that. And the fact is that, yeah, people were censored and you couldn't really show full support. And these far left animals, these disgusting subhuman homunculi, these people that are the worst of the worst, these people that are evil incarnate, these are demons in human form. They tried to destroy Vic. They tried to ruin him. And now, people like Jamie Markey are still in a miserable state. They're in a miserable state. They have to, I mean,
Funimation has come up
let's just look at this. This is Jamie Markey not that long ago.
under, let's call it criticism for how they choose to adapt their scripts for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So how would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
To the
particularly-
criticism, like, I have a vagina, deal with it. Like, it's honestly, that's the truth. I am a woman.
I am a woman.
I am a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women. We are out here. It's going to happen. Deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on. If I'm making misogynists and Nazis angry, then I'm doing all right.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah. So basically, that's Jamie Markey, and it wasn't that long ago. She got absolutely spit roasted by Asmongold. Does that seem like a happy, strong, empowered woman? No, it seems like a fat, red-headed hog that has to cope. The reality is she's not funny, she's not talented, nobody likes her. She is the butt of the joke. And I wanted to emphasize this because at the end of the day, Vic had a happy ending. He is going to, be married and be happy and be able to, be able to do Bible readings as much as he wants. And these fat hogs are going to have to scrape for any sort of job that they can get. Nobody respects them. Nobody likes them. Nobody wants them. And they have to basically settle for what they can get. That is the best ending I could have expected from this. Other than them going to jail, which was unlikely. But, it would have been nice if they would have, streamed from behind bars. Guys, Jimmy, Markey, and Monica Rial here. We're in prison for trying to ruin this guy's life. I do think that women who try to ruin somebody's life like the way that they did, I do think that they should have to experience the punishment that would otherwise have been put on the person that they were accusing. Because these women who are, I'm a feminist, I'm a real feminist. Yeah, they are more than happy to lie and exaggerate about men. And they think that there should be no consequence. Well, I think the opposite. I think that it should be the same consequence that they would have had to experience. Yeah. But anyway, brothers, I wanted to do this update. I think this may be the final update on Vic Mignogna. He has a happy ending. He seems to have a happy life. And I'm so unbelievably happy for him. I'm so unbelievably happy for him. Well, brothers, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support for the channel. And I'll see you next time.